Good morning, everyone. This is Orna Rana here, your social science teacher from Cambridge International School, Dasua. I hope you all are happy, healthy, safe at your home. So, dear children, I am here again with my next session. And today we are going to start our second chapter of history, that is on the trail of the earliest people. So, dear children, let's start our today's lesson, that is chapter 2 of history on the trail of the earliest people. So first of all, we should know what does this title mean. On the trail. On the trail is a phrase which means following, pursuing or tracking someone. So here we are trying to find about the earliest people. We have to know about the earliest people. So I hope this title meaning is clear to you to find out more about the earliest people. So dear children, our first topic is hunter gatherers. I hope you have heard this word earlier also. Hunter gatherer. So as the name suggests, hunter. Hunter means the one who hunts the wild animals like catching fish or catching the birds also. So that is the hunter. Gatherer means the one who is gathering the different things like roots, fruits, then leaves, stalks, seeds, these all things. So hence the earliest people, they were called as hunter-gatherer because they were hunting the wild animal as well as they were gathering their food. I hope this concept is clear to you. Now dear children, to be a hunter-gatherer, that is not an easy thing. They require certain skills and knowledge. They require certain skills and knowledge. Regarding what? Regarding these things. Regarding to do hunting and then gathering. Like for example, what are the different skills these people require? First is they should have the knowledge of the edible plants. Knowledge of edible plants means they must be aware like which plant is can be eaten and which plant is poisonous, because the some plants they are poisonous also. So they must have this knowledge. Otherwise, these plants they can harm these people. Second is some animals they run faster and they are stronger. So they need to be fast and strong because they have to run after the faster animal and they have to they have to hunt the strong animals. So they need to be very fast and strong also. Third is for catching birds and fish, they need to be very quick, alert, and there should be the presence of mind. I hope these 3 points are clear. And the next point is they must have the knowledge of the fruits when these fruits or when is there they are ripening. Ripening season of fruits. So dear children, I hope this concept is clear to you. Today we have started our lesson with the hunter gatherer. Hunter gatherer are those who are hunting the wild animals, and those who are gathering the different things which can be which are edible. So they require these skills. They should have the knowledge so that they can do this work. First is the knowledge. They should have the knowledge of the edible plants, which plant is good, which plant is poisonous. Second, they must be fast and strong, as they have to catch those animals, those who are faster than them and those who are stronger than them. So if they are healthy, they are fast, only then they can catch those all animals and hunt them. Next is to catch fish and birds. They need to be very quick, alert, and there should be the presence of mind. Next is they should have the knowledge of the ripening season of fruits, because every fruit, it has different ripening season. So I hope this concept is clear to you. Now moving ahead, our next topic is why the early man moved from one place to other place. Why were they on move? So dear children, as nowadays also we people move from one place to other place for the various reasons. At the earlier time also, the people, they also moved from one place to other place. So we are going to discuss about these all reasons. So first is, when they have eaten up all the animals, plants and other resources. When they have eaten up all the animals, plants and other resources which are available at one place. When these all resources are finished, then they have to move to some other place to find these all resources. I hope this point is clear to you. Now our second point is, as we have seen, like animals, they also eat other animals, and like some grass eating animals, they have to find the grass. So these animals, they also move after other animals and after grass for their survival. So as the early man has to hunt these animals, they need to follow these, and that's why the early men, they also moved with these animals to other places, because they also require these animals for their food. I hope these 2 points are clear to you. First is, when they have eaten up all the animals, plants and other resources which are available at one place, when these all resources get finished, then they have to move to other place to find these resources. Second, the early people, they eat animals, they hunt animals. So these animals, they also require food. They eat other animals, and some grass eating animals, they have to find the grass. So they also keep on moving from one place to other to find their food. Same, the early people, they have to move after these animals. They have to follow these animals for their food. I hope these 2 points are clear. Third is, as we have discussed here also, the knowledge of ripening season of fruits. Like different seasonal fruits. As we have seen, like there are different seasons, like the plants, these crops or these fruits, they get ripen in different season. So when like one season is over, it will take more than 5-6 other months to get the fruit. So when whatever the fruits are available there, whatever the seasonal fruits are available there, they get finished, then they have to move to some other area to find some other seasonal fruits. So that is also the one reason that these early people, they kept on moving. And last and the most important point is water. As we know that the early people, they always lived near the water sources. So when some rivers, they get dry, like in the summer season, So these people, they need to move from that place to the other place to find some other water resources. I hope these all 4 points are clear to you. Again, let's recapitulate. Why were they on move? Why the early people moved from one place to other place? They moved because of these reasons. First, when they have eaten up all the animal, plants and other resources, they need to move to find these all resources. Second, they need to follow the animals. As the animals, they are also moving after their prey and the grass. So they kept on following these animals and they moved from one place to other. Third is like the fruits and the plants, they have the different seasons of bearing fruits. So when they are at one place and they have used all those resources, all those plants, all those seasonal fruits and other things, they need to move to other area where they can find some other fruits and vegetables. Next is water. Water is the main necessity for any survival. So when the rivers, they get dry in the summer season, or when the other resources whatever are available to them, they get dry or they get finished, then they move to other places in search of water also. So these are the 4 main reasons that the early men moved from one place to other. I hope this concept is clear to you. Hunter gatherer, why they are called hunter gatherer? Because they kept on hunting and gathering the food. And second is why they were on the move. Then also we have discussed these 4 points. Now dear children, how we came to know about these hunter gatherers, how we came to know about their skills, how about their knowledge, and how we came to know that they kept on moving from one place to other place. So here also I want to discuss some points. Like first is archaeology. I hope this definition has been discussed with you in chapter 1. Again, I am here to recapitulate. Archaeology is the study of past things. Let me write here. Study of past things. And these past things include like the remains of the buildings, then the tools, weapons, coins, toys, pots, etc. These all things. So, and then the archaeologist. Archaeologist is the person those who study past things. The one who study the past things. So we came to know about these all hunter gatherers, and with the help of the archaeologists, they have found the various stone tools. And with the help of these stone tools and other finding, we came to know about these people. I hope this concept is clear to you. Now we are going to discuss how the stone tools were used. Dear children, nowadays we are using the different tools which are made up of different metals. But earlier the earliest people, they used only the stone tools. Now let's discuss how these stone tools were used. Let me write down these all points here one by one. First is to cut meat and bones. Second is to scrape bark of the trees and the hides of animals. Number 3, to chop fruits, roots, etc. Some were attached to wood or bone handles. to chop firewood. And next is digging the earth. And next is stitching the clothes. So I hope these points are clear. Again, discuss them one by one. First is they use the stone tools to cut meat and bones. Second, to scrape the bark of the trees. Scrape the bark means to take out the outer covering of the tree. And then the hides of the animal. Hides means the animal skin. Whenever they are hunting these wild animals for their food, they are taking out their skin. That is known as the hides. Next is to chop fruits and roots. And some of these stone tools, they were attached to the wood or to bone handles to make the arrows, spears and some other tools. To chop the firewood also. Digging the earth to get the roots. And next is stitching the clothes which are made up of animal skin. So dear children, I hope these uses are clear to you and you all can remember these all points, and you can some of these points you can recapitulate. Now our next topic is how these stone tools were made. So these stone tools, they were made by the technique, and there were the two techniques of making stone tools. First is stone on stone. As the name suggests, what they are doing, stone on stone means they are just holding one stone in their hand, like from which they have to make the tool, and the other stone in the other hand, means that one stone that is known as the core. Core stone means of which tool was made. And second is the hammer stone. Hammer stone means which is used to shape the tool, or we can write the stone also. So as I can show you with the help of these two markers, for example, this one stone is our core stone. Core stone means the stone of which the tool was made, and the other one which I am holding in my other hand, that is known as the hammer stone. Hammer stone is used to shape this tool. So whatever shape I require from this stone, I will just hit it with this hammer stone, and then the desired shape is I will get. I hope this technique is clear to you. The core stone that is placed in one hand and the hammer stone that is placed in the other hand, and by hitting that, whatever the desired shape we want, we can get that. So this process is known as stone on stone. I hope this process is clear. Now our second is pressure flaking. As the word here is pressure. Pressure means we have to exert pressure. So same these two things we have again. Like again we have in one hand our core stone, and this is our hammer stone, and we need one thin it can be a bone piece, or it can be a thin stone, which we have to place on this core stone. And this core stone, it is placed at a firm surface. from where when we start hitting, it should not move. So we will fix it somewhere else, okay, at a firm surface. Then on it, we will use a thin bone or stone. And then with the help of, with this hammer stone, we will just hit this small bone or stone. I hope this concept is clear to you. But firstly, we need to fix this core stone at a firm surface. Then we will use this small bone or stone tool, and then we will use this hammer stone, and then we will exert pressure on this small bone or stone tool, and then it will cut the whatever the desired shape we require. I hope this concept is clear. Okay, now again recapitulate. Stone on stone, we just need one core stone and one hammer stone, and we have to just hit it, and whatever the desired shape we require, we can get. And in this second one, pressure flaking, we have to exert the pressure, and for this we need one more thin stone tool or the bone, which we have to keep on this core stone, and then we will hit it with the help of this hammer stone. I hope these two techniques are clear. So early men used these two techniques to make the stone tools. Okay, so dear children, that's all about today. Up to these techniques of making the stone tool, let's recapitulate our today's lesson. First of all, we have discussed about the hunter-gatherers. Hunter-gatherers, as the name suggests, they just do the hunting of the animals, and they kept on gathering their food, and hence they were called as the hunter-gatherer. For becoming a hunter-gatherer, they need to require certain skills, like they need to be very fast, they need to be strong, they need to be quick, they need to be alert, and there should be the presence of mind. They should have the knowledge of the edible plants. They should be aware of the seasonal, like the ripening season of the fruits. So these all skills and knowledge are required by the early men. Next, we have discussed why these people, they kept on moving from one place to other place. I hope you people have remembered all those points. First is, they need to move from one place to other place in search of their food, as whatever the animals or resources are available at one place, they have eaten up those all resources. Now they need to move to some other area to find these same resources. Second, they have to follow the animals, and the animals, they also kept on moving like in search of the grass or in search of their prey. Third reason is like the different plants, they have the different season of bearing the fruits. So when they just use all those resources, all those seasonal plants, and when they get all finished, they have to find out some other seasonal plants. So they kept on moving. And the last is water. Whenever the water resources available to them, they get dried up, they have to move to some other area to find the other water resources. So these were the four main points, and because of these four reasons, the early men, they kept on moving from one place to other. Now our next topic was the archaeology and the archaeologist. Archaeology is the study of the past things, like the coins, stone tools, weapons, ornaments, toys, and the remains of the buildings, these all. And the person, those who study the archaeology, they are known as the archaeologist. So we came to know about these hunter-gatherers with the help of the archaeologist and whatever the findings they have found. Then we came to know about them with the help of the stone tools also, and how the early men used the stone tool. He used the stone tool to cut meat, to bone, and then chopping of the fruits, roots, and then making some other stone tools, and then taking out the hides of the animals and the bark, scraping the bark of the trees. And for these all purposes, he was using the stone tools. And our next topic was how the stone tools were made. The stone tools were made with the help of two techniques. One is stone on stone and other is pressure flaking. In stone on stone technique, we are using one core stone, and this is our hammer stone. We have to hit the core stone, and whatever the desired shape we require, we can get. That was the stone on stone technique. Core stone means the stone of which the stone tool was made, and the hammer stone which was used to shape the tool. Second is our pressure flaking. As the name suggests, in this technique we have to exert some pressure. So how we are going to do that? Again, we have one. This is our core stone. This is our hammer stone. Now we need one thin. I am having this thick one cap of marker, but they use a thin like stone tool or the bone, which they will place on this core stone, and then they are going to exert pressure on it, and then they are getting the desired shape. And so dear children, that's all about today. I hope these all points are clear to you. Children, that's all about today's session. I hope you all have enjoyed this. So just spend some time on your study, do the reading of the chapter, try to do the worksheets, take care of your health, stay happy, stay safe, stay home. Take care. Have a nice day.